Hey guys, this is my second review for the Horror Legends community channel, and I'm going to stick with the theme right now of Italian horror. My previous review was Demons from 1985 by Lamberto Bava, son of Mario Bava. Great film. If you haven't checked that review out, you should, and if you haven't seen the film, stop whatever you're doing and go watch it because it's a great film. And like I said, I'm going to be continuing with the theme of Italian horror, and this is a classic. And I actually got this from Amazon, and the disc is very, it looks like it's somebody, like, fucked up the disc. Not the disc, the case, I mean. The disc is all, or I keep saying disc. The case is all funny. And of course, this is Dario Argento's masterpiece, Suspiria. And I actually watched the remake of Suspiria, like, a couple days ago. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not the greatest, but it's still an okay movie. There's some really weird scenes in it, like stuff that I was very confused with when I was watching it. Very dark at times too. But if you are curious about the remake of Suspiria, you should check it out. Just to me, it's kind of almost a one watch. Maybe I'll watch it twice, I don't know, but I prefer the original over the remake. And if you haven't heard of Suspiria, it is a great Italian horror film from 1977. Probably Dario Argento's most famous work that he's done. I love a lot of Dario Argento films, but Suspiria takes place at a ballet school. And this ballet school, before I go any further, this will be a spoiler review just because I don't like to, it's hard for me sometimes to do reviews of movies without spoiling them, but without further ado, I'll start. Now, Dario Argento's Suspiria takes place in, I'm pretty sure it's a European dance academy run by this Madame Blanc, and this American, Susie Banyan, attends this ballet school. And there's like a scene right in the beginning, as you can see from the back, this woman gets hung. It's very, one of the greatest things about Suspiria is the cinematography in it, and how Dario Argento uses very bright colors in his films. And this woman basically gets attacked. Isn't Susie, this is another woman. But then Susie eventually comes into the dance academy, and just weird shit happens, and it turns out these instructors are witches, and there's like a head witch that you don't really find out who it is until towards the end of the movie. But you follow the Susie character, strange things sort of happen to her, and then she kind of finds out what is going on. And there's this very great score in this film too by Goblin. And if you haven't heard Goblin, you should really check them out. They did a lot of Italian horror films, but personally, this isn't my favorite Dario Argento film per se, but it's still in my top 5 favorite Dario Argento films. But it's just hard for me to go, I want to spoil, but then I don't, because it's just a great film. And if you haven't seen this, you should really, really check it out, because it's just awesome. It's Italian horror at its best. And if you aren't familiar with Dario Argento, I would probably start with this film and then a couple of his other films like Opera, Phenomena, Deep Red, Inferno. There's just so many great Dario Argento films. And like I said, the remake isn't as great as this because of the whole like score in this film and just the kills in general. There isn't a lot of kills, but when you see the kills, they're done very brilliantly. And when you think of Italian horror, sometimes you think top gore, basically like over the top gore. But in this film, it is kind of gory, but it's done very brilliantly, and like the blood is very very bright, which is not what you see a lot in horror films. Usually the blood's a little darker, but it's like very colorful. And that's one of my favorite things about this film, is that it's very colorful. And Inferno is actually a sequel to Suspiria. But yeah, you should really check this out. Sorry this review isn't very long, but I will be making more reviews soon. I'll see ya.